Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang have copped a plea deal in order to hang Sam Bankman-Fried, or as most of us hope, but some of us are thinking he may be Epstein. Interesting, that's not going to help the algos. And move over, SEC, because the California regulators got something to say about crypto. Let's learn. Hola, mi amigos, it's Dora. No, it's not, it's Crypto with Klaus. Bitcoin sitting at 16,615, ETH 1187. The market right now is red because of a few news items that are breaking that I'm going to share with you. That's right, everyone. Caroline and Gary Wang have entered a plea deal. She has been granted $250,000 bail in exchange for pleading guilty to 7 criminal charges. Now, there's a specific reason why Ellison and Wang were involved. And hey, as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. I've got the U.S. Department of Justice filings right here, baby. Here's the deal, though. The reason they wanted Ellison and Wang is to show the money and movement of crypto between FTX and Alameda. Gary Wang from the FTX side, Ellison from the Alameda side. So what you're seeing right here is a traditional sacrificial lamb of Sam Bankman-Fried. So what they did, they got the big boy from this side, the big boy from this side, and Caroline and Gary Wang are going to be like, hey, look, this is how Sam moved funds back and forth. This is how he moved crypto back and forth. Important to see here is that this deal was made as Sam Bankman-Fried was being extradited. In fact, the only reason you're able to read this report right here is because this was unsealed as soon as they found out that Sam Bankman-Fried was on the plane back to the United States. Will justice be served, or will this be another Epstein moment, everyone? And move over, SEC. We got a new sheriff in town. California regulator orders halt to My Constant Crypto's lending services. The Department of Financial Protection and Innovation alleged that crypto loans platform My Constant was operating without the appropriate license. Now, if you're like, wait a minute, why does this California thing sound so familiar? Here's why, everyone. That's because that's who went after Nexo. Yeah, remember how Nexo just recently bailed out of the United States? Nexo was like, yo, look, we're working with the SEC, we're working with the CFTC, things are looking okay, then out of nowhere, boom, California comes, slaps us right there. That's why Nexo bailed out of the United States. They're like, wait a minute, we're working with federal agencies, but yet now we have a state one that's saying something totally different. How do we appease both sides? Well, that California agency now is trying to get a bite out of crypto. The DPFI blocked the platform from conducting the sale of securities in the state, including its flagship lending platform and interest-bearing accounts. Again, everyone, read between the lines here. Unregistered securities and interest yield accounts. Now, if you don't believe me, guess what? I've got that one right here as well. That's right, the state of California going after My Constant. Yep, P2P. And here's the thing. It wasn't just Nexo. It's not just My Constant. It's BlockFi too. See, I told you, the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation is going after crypto where the SEC is unable to. And I don't want to say unable to because the SEC is able to do whatever the hell they want. Congress and the current administration is not reeling them in at all. But what California is doing is setting a very high standard for crypto. I would say California right now, one of the most anti-crypto states out there, as the DFPI of California are going after these crypto companies. So like I said, Nexo is like, yo, we wanted to work with federal regulators, and then the state of California comes after us. How do we run a business if we have these regulating agencies not even talking to each other? The reason the market, though, is red has to do with the statement, and I'll read it to you. The SEC calls the FTX token FTT a security. That's right. Native asset a security. And here is what Gary Gensler said. If demand for trading on the FTX platform increased, demand for the FTT token could increase such that any price increase of FTX would happen to, carry over to FTT. Essentially saying, hey, if Cardano increases in popularity, ADA goes up. If Ripple Labs increases in popularity, XRP goes up. Stellar Development Foundation increases in popularity, so does XLM. Boom, those are unregistered securities, according to Gary Gensler and the SEC. Now, some of you out there are going to be like, yeah, but Klaus, there's 4 prongs to the Howey test. Does Gary Gensler give a crap? No. Do the courts give a crap? No, because guess what? LBRY just lost via summary judgment. So think of all the other native assets out there that Gary Gensler can go after now that this has been declared. And we know that people want blood. People want justice because of the FTX mess. That's why I brought the first story up about Caroline and Wang pleading. They want justice, even if it's for the news, right? And not really justice out there. And that's what scares me about this story. Gary Gensler, they're doing whatever they want and they're not being reeled in. So I get what people are saying. Yeah, you know, you got Howey tests, this and that. Doesn't matter, does it? They're still going after them. Now think of your TRXs. Think of your BNBs. Yes, all those other native tokens out there that people are investing in thinking, hey, if Binance does better, their BNB token will be worth more. Boom, unregistered securities. Gary Gensler wants to tax that ass. And you know who else does? The California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, because they've gone after my constant, BlockFi, and Nexo, everyone. So that's why the market is red in the United States. And honestly, this is happening across the globe. Regulatory agencies, they're not working together. So how can you as a crypto company be compliant with US rules, but then over here in Europe, you're like, no, I'm not. Or vice versa. You're like, hey, we got approval from Ireland. And the United States is like, well, yeah, we'll kind of give you approval. And then you're like, oh, hey, this is good. I'm working with the SEC, the CFTC. This is awesome. Then out of nowhere, boom, the state of California comes over and says, you're not compliant at all. How is the crypto industry going to go forward when these government regulating agencies can't even get on the same page? We can't even get on the same page in one country, let alone across the globe. And crypto is global. It's not like a stock market thing in the US where it just affects US investors. Crypto is global, and global agencies aren't on the same page. So the reason why that heat map is red, it has to deal with Gary Gensler, the SEC, and other regulating agencies across the globe misusing, and that's in my opinion, misusing existing securities laws and applying them to the crypto communities, which guess what? Crypto is very different than traditional securities. It's just like the internet. The internet needed a whole new set of laws when it came out on the main stage. It's true. Think about it. There were so many laws out there. They were like, God, how do we apply this to the internet? The internet's not owned by anyone. It's super decentralized. How does it work with age restricted stuff? You get what I'm saying? Crypto falls in the same boat. That's why the market softness is there. And that's why you watch this channel, because whether the news is good or bad, I bring it. I'm not here to get views. I'm not here to fill you with hopium and be one of those channels that's like, oh, I'm going to grow because I'm going to tell you every week that next week is going to be the moon week. No. I'm going to feed you with the news. Whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, news is news and we need to be informed. If you want to learn more about cool crypto Web3 stuff that's happening right now, that's your video. Until more news breaks, I'm going to chill out just a little bit. But if it does, don't worry, I'll be sure to share it with you. Thank you again for watching and have a great rest of your day.